Dianne Feinstein chairs the Select Committee on Intelligence and joins me now. Senator, first of all, let's talk about Libya. Do you agree with those in the House side, in particular, the Speaker Boehner, but also others, including Senator Durbin, who say that the White House argument that this is not, quote, hostilities under the War Powers Act just defies the laugh test?
Well, I have a problem with having this discussion. I think it's easily solved. Senators Kerry and McCain will be introducing a resolution which has a part of it which is an authorization. They'll have 10 co-sponsors. I am one of them. Hopefully it'll be introduced today or tomorrow, and we can put this behind us. You know, this is an age-old problem. Does the executive have this authority or not? Right. And I don't think anything is really solved by having a long discussion over it. Let's just do it.
Well, some have argued, there's some from the Hill, Democrats as well as Republicans, that the president just hasn't done a good enough job of communicating, even picking up the phone or calling people over, that he hasn't worked this issue very well. And now he's approaching a major decision on Afghanistan. What is your best judgment as to what the president should do, perhaps this week, when he makes a decision as to how quickly to draw down?
Well, I did have a brief discussion with General Petraeus on this, and what General Petraeus said is, look, I will give him several options. I may make a recommendation, and then the president will decide. My own view is that this right now primarily should be a military decision. I'm really very bothered by President Karzai's reaction to it, and that is negative to our troops over there. You know, our people have died essentially so that his country might be secure, and I think this is a real problem, to have a president of a country that you are trying to help to stabilize, to get rid of Al-Qaeda, to see that the Taliban doesn't take over the country, and to receive a comment like that from the president of the country. But I think the president will make a decision. I mean, we can all guess, but none of us really know, to begin removing troops. How big, well, I can't say.
Would you like to see a more rapid withdrawal than the 5,000 that was originally suggested? Do you think that with bin Laden's death, with Al-Qaeda really diminished in Afghanistan at least, that there is now a justification to begin drawing down more rapidly?
There is a justification. I don't want to see what has been a turnaround, in the words of Petraeus, still fragile, destroyed. I think there have been major inroads made in Afghanistan, particularly in the south, and now the plan is to go east. And so that, to me, is the crux of the decision. How do you begin a significant rollback of troops without destroying the forward momentum that has been made by the surge?
Now, I've got to ask you about Pakistan, where we now learn that, again, there's been at least one, perhaps two, as many as 4 instances where the Pakistanis were tipped off, given information, rather, by us, by our intelligence, and then they, in turn, or someone, tipped off bomb makers' factories that then were cleared out before the Pakistanis could hit them. This seems to me a complete undercutting of the relationship.
Oh, there's no question about that. You're right, Andrea, and it's really very concerning because I know a little bit of the background that I can't speak about, but I do know that the public press has had that there are likely 4 trials of this, and I think it either comes right out of the ISI or it comes from the ISI having to warn or alert a tribal leader that the military is moving into that area for a mission, and the tribal leader alerts the IED manufacturer, and they scatter. You can't cooperate if this is, either one of these is the fact. So
Senator,
we've got a real problem.
Well, you're saying that you think that the warning could well have come from the Pakistani intelligence, specifically to tribal leaders, tipping them off.
What I said, I think it's either out of the ISI directly, or it comes from the ISI, and this is according to the Army Times, which I've just read, that the military alerts the tribal leader of the area in North Waziristan where they're coming, the Haqqani, and the Haqqani then clear out whatever they think, wherever they think the IED is being built, and that's usually in a school or some other place that has serious collateral damage attached to it.
That's a pretty tough allegation, and obviously you're going to have to follow up on this, because this is
I mean, don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm saying, in my judgment, it is either or, because someone is tipping off the IED maker, and the IED makers are gone when the Pakistani military gets to the base that we are working together on. In other words, the United States provides the intelligence to ISI. ISI then asks the military to move in, and when the military move in, the facility they move in to take down has already been cleared out of all personnel and all munitions.
It certainly marks a low point in U.S.-Pakistani relations and cooperation. Senator Feinstein, very nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Nice to see you, too. Thank you very much.